What's your story? What's your sign? It's like we're twin flames in a different life. Deep connection lights a spark. It's like you know me in the depths of my heart. We're dreamers. Don't care what other people say. We live it like this could be our final day. We're dreamers. Don't care what the others say. We're doing this in our way. We come alive in the nighttime. It's something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my life.
Hello, hello. Hopefully the stream is online. I just realized that they buffed the event. I already did it on my other character, on my Fresh Start server character, and I actually got a Squirming Vine, aka Shirking Fortification. So it's pretty good. They buffed it to only 12 mods, I believe. So we're definitely going to be running it today to see if we can get any Squirming Vines on a body. So we'll definitely go take a look if we can get any after the first daily. So I'm just going to craft my dailies, and then we'll probably do some events if there's a train going. If there's not, I'll probably wait until the evening-ish to do a little bit more. So I'm not quite sure if they're doing it at the moment. There's one. They're definitely doing it. But I'm first going to craft my dailies, since we do have the fort as Marauders. So maybe we get a bonus or two. So let's get that done first. And then we'll see if we can get the Squirming Vine from the events. It's probably going to be a bit boring. The event is not super interesting. But definitely worth it if you can pick up a couple of mods. Just go woodworking. I also need to figure out a build on this server, since this is my old build, my old bruiser build that I used to war with, which is pretty crappy, not best in slot at all. Still need to figure that out as well. Scarabs kind of changed the game for best in slot, and I mostly got them on Fresh Start. So this character is super behind, so they don't have weaving here. Let's just see if I have some resources that I can grab. So we get some of this. I do have quite a bit of materials that I can roll down into best in slot items, or at least try for it. So I'm not worried about it. I've also got some more Asmodium, like I think in Windsworth. I have, let's take a look, 350, like more Phoenix Weave, more Glittering Ebony. I might be a little bit light on the Runic Leather, but that's completely fine. I do have another character with more gold on it as well, since I was capped. So this character is pretty rich. Since I have some weaving. Open this. Okay, let me see if I can find a station somewhere that I can do weaving with. Weavers. Might as well pay my upkeep. I'm probably going to use the house a lot. Windsworth is usually a good place to craft your stuff. Yeah, there I have it. I don't think Brimstone has it on this server. So just let it go to shit, basically. The settlement. Maybe it's on the Fresh Start server, the one that I'm thinking about. But there's also rumors that they're nerfing light. I saw a post where they showed the differences, but I couldn't find it. Jay already made a video on it, so I watched it this morning just to see what's going on. Pretty good. Looks like heavy is going to be super strong in the next meta. Medium probably might still be a thing. The free dodges that you get for free without Hearty. Just put on my gear here. This 625. And it will list all your 625 gear score items. So you can just quickly equip them. Everything that you want. Freebling Hearty. So I've got a basic bruiser build here. Just throw in the Asmodium here. Glittering Ebony. Oh, hope you have a good work day. Thank you for the kind words. Simon. Okay, let's see if we can find the boss. And if you can get a Squirming Vine or whatever. Tributes 300. 169. Perfect. Bosses in Weavers. Sometimes there's like double bosses, so we need to take that into account. They might do some and not other. Yeah, I've been trying to stream a bit more. I used to be super shy, so trying to get over it. Might as well spawn here. So I'm trying to do it almost daily except for weekends. Maybe I'll just like chill on weekends, make some videos, edit it. But I mostly like enjoy making videos. It's very challenging to edit them and learn and improve. That's why I usually like to over edit them a little bit more. Just take a look. While we run, let me just take a look if there's any other places that they're doing it. Brightwood. No, Eden Grove. Oh, they're doing it in Eden Grove. So they'll probably come here next, hopefully. I don't know if I'll make it though. Maybe I should just try and see. Maybe there are just a couple of guys trying to do it. And I'll just come here next. Oh, they're already doing it here as well. Never mind. Kind of difficult to choose where you want to go. But I guess once you're on the train, then you're good to go. Want to sell best paints. So I haven't played on the server for a while. So the prices are pretty high. 620 for light paints. It's kind of nuts. I think you can probably roll maybe two of those if you get Golden Scarab. If you're lucky though. Of course, Shirking is a bit expensive. I actually want to calculate how much it would cost to roll a bus for like the chase piece. Then you can kind of gauge how much things are worth in a server. Because the Squirming Vines are pretty expensive. Shit, they're already at the Colossus. I should make it. Do they have a camp here somewhere? I think I want to farm like 10 bosses before I decide to give up if I don't get anything other than my daily chest. I think 10 is a good number. Just multiply it by 10 again to get the percentage, I guess. Holy shit. Never mind. Didn't think I was that squishy, but I guess that guy's charge does a lot of damage. Just- Super rusty with the bruiser. I used to play blunderbuss. I guess if we just stay on this guy, it will all of them will come eventually to the same guy. And my gear is probably not the best as well, so... Ooh, no. Yeah, you can definitely feel the difference from this build to my other build. Oh, he's aggroed on me. Let me just see if I can heal up a little bit with abilities. Oh my god. I'm dead. Yeah. This is gonna cost a lot of repair kits, I guess. 2 items are already broken. Well, they're almost broken. I'll fix them in a minute. Do I have any repair kits? I've got 88, so it's fine. Is there any flags up? Maybe? Why did it do so much damage though? Doesn't feel like we're getting anywhere. Eventually that camp should at least be like on cooldown, right? Let me just heavy attack this guy so we can break him. Just pop my ultimate here. Ooh. Yeah, that charge definitely does some damage. I'm just heavy attacking now. Maelstrom. God damn. Oh, he's actually picking me up. Thank you. He also died. Shit. Where's the camp? There's the camp. Use repair kit. My chest piece is probably going to be next, and then my helmet. Might as well repair everything, you know. Although we don't have like a sacred ground, right? Instant recovery would be probably super good here. If we can get one down, we're probably good. Yeah, we did it on the server with 5 men this morning. The fresh start server. Although we had 2 healers though. Yeah. Almost thought the healer was in PvP. Just see if I can pick this guy up. Get some fortify going with the wrecking ball. Corruption ward would probably be super good to not die constantly. I do have a corruption set somewhere. Do I get picked up here? Thank you. Well, the PvP guy is a bit out of luck, I guess. Must say, the Bruiser is like way more fun to play than the Blunderbuss, I think. You can just left click, don't have to aim at all. Alright, it's done. So we've got our box, our weapon case. Plus weavers. Where would the next one be? I'll probably open it in a minute. I just want to see where the next one is. Let's open it now. I think we've got some downtime. So we've got the hammer. And we've got the Shirking Fortification. Super nice, dude. This is my second one. So it seems like they're pretty common. Maybe the prices go a bit down for them. Just go to my house. Or I can just go to inn, right? Or to inn. And I don't have to mess anything. Or spend anything. So let's see if we can get more boxes or if they're guaranteed. Pretty sure it's like 10% drop rate, but we'll see. I should have read the patch notes. Oh, here we go. Weapon skill reach. It might only be guaranteed for the first box. We should probably do our Gypsum as well, since they're going to have a gear score increase eventually, and getting that daily shards. Just making sure you get your boxes each day to stack up on shards is a good idea. Just to prepare for it. It's a couple of months off though, but you'll probably not regret doing it once you actually get to the raid. They're probably just going to increase it for the raid. I hope that we can increase our armor, our gear score on our armor that we already got. So you don't have to reform and recraft everything. Let's just see here. The commander just spawned there, I think. How's the health looking on him? It's fine. Guess I'll kill the bow guy first here. I'm gonna pop my ultimate. Use the Warhammer to get that fortify. Going. Might not even help though. Jeez. Thank God we took the campfire. Maybe they also increased the damage of them? I doubt it though. Probably just don't have a healer. Like we have a healer, but too little. I'm even a heavy. That thing still one shots. My gear score is max though. think it's going a little bit better than the other one. No, maybe we speaking too soon, talking too soon. See if I can break the stamina bar. That special mode might only be a daily thing. I think in the patch notes they said it's daily, right? I'm not aggroed, so I'll see if I can pick up. Usually you can see if the thing is aggroed at the top of their head. If the bar is glowing just like a tint of red, you can see if you're getting aggroed. Going a little bit better. There we go. I kind of wanted to jump in on the BTR, take a look at Shirking Fortification and the rest of the perks. But unfortunately it's not up yet. Maybe tomorrow. On a Saturday. I don't know if they're working on a Saturday though. But we will have to see. Nice. Just the final boss here. I want to make a lifesteal build, but I don't want to do it with hammer. Everybody's doing it with hammer. I kind of want to see if I can do it with something else. It heals a lot. I know the Void Gauntlet has built-in lifesteal. Every time you crit, you heal for 15%. So I want to see if I can do that, but I don't know how viable it would be. Obviously, it's going to be in heavy. But I don't know my secondary. Secondary is probably Ice Gauntlet. So we get an armor crate. I think it's only for the first drop of the day. What is this? Trash. And this is all obviously the Weaver thing. It might just be for the first thing for the day. I'll try another one. Just to make sure. I did say I want to do 10. It's kind of disheartening to kill that boss and like not get a lot. I think it's only 1 per day. But so far pretty good. The streak is 2 Squirming Vines. Shirking Fortification mods. Might as well delete this. Definitely gonna save that. It looks pretty cool. The dark armor. Example. Look at this dude. Super nice. Put a little tint of green. Transmog should really be put into the game soon. But let's take a look where the next event is. Oh, here we go. Should I go up here? I'm just gonna use this one. See if I can get there a little bit more quickly. The settlement is a bit weird. You drop down and stuff. It's pretty far to run. Maybe I can run on the road. Not really. Also want to do the Golden Scarab run, just to prepare and stuff, you know. some weird wood in front here. Oh, the guy already took it, I think. Try to avoid that pig. I don't know if they're aggro, but definitely don't want them in my back. Doesn't look like we're like too many here, and I don't see a healing circle at all. It's gonna be a pain. Oh, my ping is usually fine, but yeah, it is like 180. As long as it's stable. Sometimes when the power goes out, there will be like a little jump and stuff. Little spikes and shit, packet loss. Then it can be annoying. Oh my god, we're all gonna die here. Nah, I should have dodged that. It's gonna respawn. I wonder if they actually put a camp down, since I don't see a camp close by. This is my legacy character. I usually play Blunderbuss. Blunderbuss Ice Gauntlet. This used to be my old character that I used to war with a lot. But yeah, I'm still playing heavy though. I do have a medium set as well. I do miss my Blunderbuss. Actually, just give me a second here. It seems like I do miss my Blunderbuss. Here we go. All good. Oh, this actually broke. Like my gear is super shit on this character. Now we can just chill and kite. This is not the best in slot Blunderbuss though. But it does have corruption damage on it though. You can just see it has corruption bane on it. So probably not the worst for this situation. But yeah. I'm full strength. So I do not do optimal damage with the Blunderbuss. With the net shot in there, so my gem can activate for the slows and stuff. So we already got 2 boxes and a squirming vine. Now it goes a lot better with the Blunderbuss. Don't really care much for ammo unless it's PvP. But they are buffing the ammo as well, so well the drop rate or outcome. ammo. See if we can get the random drop. Kinda wish you could transfer your Restart character into Legacy. Because Legacy has way more player base than Restart servers. I can just switch. Okay, let's take a look. So we get our weapon crate. I think the mod is only for the dailies, right? Yeah, definitely not worth it. Is my other house ever full? Oh, it's Evansville Reach. Actually, let me go to Brimstone. I don't think I'm gonna keep farming the boss. I think you only get it for your daily. And then that's about it. It's kind of a shame. But it seems like a lot of people are getting squirming mines, which is nice. Maybe it brings the price down a little bit for a while. You can buy some. Prices might go down nonetheless, because a lot of people are going to get nerfed with light gear and they might go with something else. Maybe more refreshing, resilient. What else would they go? Probably a weapon perk might be more useful, even if it's the bad one. So the boss is definitely not worth it. You only get like a little box and stuff. Only the first boss, your first daily. Don't like this song, dude. Should remove it from your playlist. Skip it. That song, the previous one used to be super popular when I grew up, so I included it, but kind of just annoying now. So we're gonna go for our golden scarab run, of course, the must-do daily, since it's so profitable for crafting. Yeah, I'm happy. I got my one shirking fortification one for today. Not too bad. We already have 4 scarabs on us, so let's see how much we can get. I think I'm just gonna stick with my great axe here. And of course our void paint for the extra luck. Not that it really matters. You get like 0.5% extra luck because you're capped out on golden scarabs. Okay, let's see what we get here. Will we be lucky? Probably not. This one is probably the worst chest, but sometimes it can drop something. Let's take a look. Hey, a pristine sapphire, not too bad. What's the amulet? Does it have health? Nope. Super bad one. Salvage. Might as well salvage it right now. Here we go. Free gold in the bank. Bound Chopper goes for 16k on this server. Holy. Probably should get another company going as well. Or at least try to join one. See what's going on. Might as well pick this up. Get the moat as well. Maybe we can farm our topaz. Well, it's air moats. That's way better than the little bug that you get usually. Any new events or mechanics from new update? Not really. There's like a little boss that you can do that drops squirming vines. You can do it once a day and then you're good. They just buff the drop rate, or they basically limited the drop rate of mods to 12, so you can get about 12 really good ones. And then yeah, I already got like a squirming vine, which is shirking fortification, probably the most expensive one in game. So it's super useful to at least log in, do the boss once. So that's about what I updated. But anything else, like, not really. Just a filler. I guess it's just a filler event while we wait for March the 28th for the seasons. And that's probably going to be super good, hopefully. And we also get our gear sets that we can change. But other than that, nothing really with the little update they did. They did fix Ice Pylon. They disabled it for a little while yesterday, since it was doing crazy damage. But they fixed it and re-enabled it. But yeah, just regular New World still. See if we can get these chests. Might as well farm these as well. We might get a mode as well. Yeah, we got life mode. Damn. Oh. J-Oddity. If you haven't already, make sure to check out J-Oddity. He makes great news content for the game. And he actually just brought out a video. It is super informative about all the new updates coming. Let me see if I can link him after this. Oh, my build is shit at the moment. This is just a random bruiser build. I went back to Legacy just to farm a bit, see if I can start preparing for the new server. So this build is like pretty bad at the moment. But let me just chill here a bit. Yeah, make sure to go give Jay Oddity a follow or a subscribe. He just made a super good video about some of the tank changes. Holy, there's some frame drops. I'm trying to stream like daily just to get used to it. The PTR notes are out. I'll probably go over it in a little bit. Take a look at it. I wanted to taste the differences on the server actually. Just take a look. But things are not like out. Well, the server is not open. Is it on the forums, the PTR notes? Or is it that data mined? I watched the video and I saw like some of it are data mined. Like only getting like 50 frames. What the? On the forums now. Oh, super good. I'll probably take a look at it. Let me just alt tab here for quickly. Of course. Probably go over it in a minute. We can probably break it down together after the Scarab run. Yeah, thank you for the update on the forums, letting me know. Hello Fusion Thunder. Next we're gonna go to the next asset pool, just here. Then we'll probably loot all of this and then make our way to the settlement. Hey, I like your content, thanks for the stuff. Pleasure. Me and Fusion usually work together to make some content, some taste and stuff. Can we just post it on our own channels? The little update that they did for the event, super good. Already got 2 squirming vines. Well, one on the fresh start and one on legacy. So pretty good. It's a couple of gold in your pocket if you get one. Oh, I'm streaming from South Africa. It's about 180 ping if you play. Sometimes 150 if you're lucky. And we never get our own server, so might be a little bit laggy for some people, but you get used to it. I'll definitely be taking a look at the new notes after the Golden Scarab run on the forums. You can see what happens or what they nerfed and stuff. This is probably the most tricky jump. Sometimes you just fall off there on the edge. Okay, let's go to the next one. Sure, there's a box on that side, but I usually skip it. Too far out of the way. Do I have any golden scarabs? Nothing yet. Might as well pick these up as well. Some extra money for your daily runs. Doesn't take that long. There we go. It's 7 sulfur. Maybe 70 gold. I have no idea what the price is going for sulfur at this moment. But they are introducing a new heart rune soon, so probably go up for a little bit. I think you use it for heart runes, I can't remember anymore. Haven't used it in a minute. Probably like rune glass. How many hours did you take on this solo run? It's usually about 45 minutes. This is usually 45 minutes. Like if you don't get downed and stuff. Might as well just pop it. Sometimes 30 if you skip the scorpions. If you don't want to go into the elite zone. This one is already open. Oh, it's not? Shit. Let me just pot up here for a little bit. Really miss my ice gauntlet. Let's pop this. May I ask you a personal question about your voice? Are your roots from South Africa? I am from Germany and I just wondering. By the way, like your voice. Yeah, originally I am from South Africa. So I grew up here, my family as well. But like my forefather, like our language has some German in it as well. The roots of the language has some German in it as well. For example, my family's names all has like a German ancestry. It's all German names basically. But we can't speak German at all. So yeah. All of them are from South Africa. Yeah, that's in German. They kind of mixed the languages and created a new one, which is Afrikaans. I always feel when I speak English, like mumbling. So I try to speak a bit more clearly, but still super difficult sometimes. Since my language, like you speak it kind of inside of your mouth, so it's a bit difficult to just like switch it up. We have a flint. Just take a look on the ground here for a little bit. I feel way more squishy in this heavy build than my light build for some reason. I'm just not used to it probably. I do have a flint. What? I just missed it. So far nothing, just a bunch of junk. We are getting some sulfur that I can sell for later, so not complete waste. There we go. Can I get this? Is there any creatures in the water? It's gonna... yeah, never mind. No need to aggro. Looks like somebody's already been through here. Usually here's a creature that spawns right here. Might as well pot up. They're basically free with this round. Might kill the scorpion for this. Or maybe I can sneak the node. It broke. What? Here we go. Did take it? Yeah. Only 2 sulfur nodes. The other one we got 7. I guess it depends on how big the node is. So many people crafting. Freedom, refreshing, resilient. What mutator is actually going on? I haven't done a mutator in like ages. Probably super rusty with doing them. And I don't even know what my gear looks like on this server. Probably gonna have to start from scratch. I think the new roadmap is pretty good. Especially the seasons. I think the seasons will give us something to do, to grind for. There's also like little achievements that you can do each day to acquire a little bit more XP to level it up a bit faster. So you can actually go out there, try to get them. Like, it's not like super good rewards, I guess. It seems like you get like little buffs here and there for territory standing, for the tokens, and leveling up your weapon. And you get a little bit of gold on the track as well for the free version. For the paid version, it's mostly skins and like a little bit of gear from dungeon boxes, it seems. I actually took a look at it yesterday on stream. And it doesn't seem paying to win at all. It's just like a little bit of skins here and there. Not too bad. And I guess you get some resources as well, which is a little bit pay to win, I think. But overall, I think the roadmap is super good. They could maybe use an OPR map that they haven't included. They just forgot about it, I guess. Which is probably not true. But the arena map seems nice that they are going to include. I like that they are going to push out new content every 3 months. And it seems like every month they're going to try to have an event. For example, I know they have the Spriggan event. They have the Rabbit event coming. And another boss event, I think. So every month they're going to try to do something similar. Like the Colossus event right now. So pretty good. I'm excited for it. It's going to make the game feel a little bit more alive. But we will have to see how they implement it. Sure, they can say all the things they want about it and how good it is, but if the implementation is like the leaderboards, then it's probably not as good. Gonna have to lose aggro on this thing. I think the real thing everybody's waiting for is probably the expansion. Oh, okay, it de-aggroed. They're just gonna take one of those useless zones. I know Cutlass Keys. Like when you level up in New World, you hardly ever go to Cutlass Keys and First Light. I basically skip these two zones, right? So if they can rework those two zones, it's pretty good. Usually you level, you go to Windsward, Everfall, Monarch's Bluff, Windsward, Everfall, Brightwood, go to Weaver's Fen, Raceless Shores. Morningdale you also go to, but Reekwater you hardly visit when you level because you just spam the Emerskill Reach dungeon. So maybe they can rework some of those zones to be a little bit more impactful. Let me just dive behind here. And the light rework of weapons as well. Each every 3 months, super good as well. Gotta keep the game up to date. For example, the Greatsword, you can see they learned a lot with it. That's why it's super overpowered. And maybe they make each weapon like that a little bit more polished. Bam. I aggroed the monster 2-2 here, so I don't aggro the big boss at the back. Sometimes he will aggro when you fight the creature close to the box. But with the raids that they are implementing, I don't think it's like endgame content. Like, sure, it will be fun for a little while, but it's just one boss. They need a little bit more to do in-game. Right now, the endgame of New World is the weakest point of it, I think. People don't have anything to do except queue for OPR and complain. Well, might as well kill it and just take the node here. Let's drink my potion. Luckily I didn't flag up for PvP. These guys would destroy me. I'm so rusty with PvP at the moment. I'm rusty in all ways. Also dungeons. Maybe have a look at your acid gear. Seems less damage. I just took a Voidband set and I slotted in acid resistance. A full acid resistance set. See my gloves as well. And then for my earring, Purifying Toast. When you drink a regeneration potion, just lose a debuff. I don't pop anything else. You're good. When you get acid burn, you just pop a regen. You're good. If you have an ice gauntlet, you can just entomb as well. It will just remove it for you as well. So pretty good. Yeah, this was like when the game first launched, Voidband was the best set that you can get. And this is still the same set, so it kind of has a special place. At least it's useful now. I can basically wear it again. But the armor is awful. But you do get some luck on it though, so invigorated as well. So good for the chase runs. And I go with 300 strength. just so I can get it. Oh, my headset is killing my head. I think it's forming a little bump here. Hey, we actually got a golden scarab from a useless chest. Oh, right. I usually just go 300 strength, everything con. And the rest con. Just to run it. Damage is the main thing, you just quickly want to burst those acid monsters. I also don't pop food, so if you pop food you'll probably go up to about 200, but you don't need food. This is just a daily run, so I try to keep it as cheap as possible. For my weapons, it's just like a regular great axe, right? The refreshing move, taunting strikes. Super cheap one, and this one I got from Brimstone. The drop. Oh, fucking crocodiles. Yeah, I really need to practice combat again. Super rusty. Basically took like a 2-month break from New World, and I just made content. Like everything I already knew about the game, I just decided let me put them all in a video here and there. I wanted to make a beginner's guide, but it was super tedious to do. And I don't know if people would watch it. From like how to level the fastest, how to gear up, how to play, how to get money from the trading posts and stuff. Not that I'm a big trader, I usually just farm and then sell. But like putting in basic buy orders and stuff, just the basics. For newer players, maybe I should make that, but actually I don't think anybody else does make any stuff like that. How many hours do I have played on this? I know I have 23 days on my other character. I'm gonna see how much hours I have on this character. Let's played 108 days. Holy. And I already got best on the other character, and I don't have any good items on this character, the legacy one. Golden Scarabs really changed the game in a big way. People might say it's not worth to craft for it, but like it basically doubled your chances to get best in slot. But way more viable and easier to get gear. But if you want to make your own acid build, you don't have to like buy void paint. You can just buy something with like luck on it and just pop in an acid resist gem thing. Do not buy void paint, it costs too much. All the modes and stuff. Just look for something cheap with luck on it, and you can make it your acid set that you run each day with. Just mainly for the luck. Not that the luck is really needed, because you get capped on the golden scarab luck. But if you do it each day, eventually you'll have a lot of golden scarabs. Sure, it's like 40-minute run. It takes a bit of your time. But it's probably the only run that you need to do. People also do include the elite runs. If you have time or you want to do it. If you don't have anything else to do, you can probably do it, but usually just try to log in and do... What's this? It's got a gem, so it must be named. Maybe not. So Squirming Mine is going for 11.5k, and I just got one from the event boss. That's kind of profitable, super profitable. Just don't think you can level this, right? Ancient Pain though. Fishes. Maybe it can sell. I would doubt it though. But Ancient Ward. I haven't looked at items in a minute. Usually I used to be able to just name items from the top of my head that you can go farm. That's the best in slot for dropper builds. But kind of forgot all of it since I stopped making list videos for the best drops. Boostman, haha, thanks for your videos, mate. You're welcome. Thank you so much for giving the compliment. I hope I said the name right though. Super bad with names, even enemy names in game. I'm wondering when someone would start with New World in 1 year, how amazing it is then. For example, which hard way we had to. Oh yeah, it was super hard, difficult to level up with just running box missions. And all the crafting stations, leveling that up as well. They had no systems in it. And now it's probably going to be like, just to level armoring, it's going to be 3x the XP. Plus you get more XP just for leveling with the rare resources. So you can potentially sell stuff as well while leveling. But it might bring the price of Squirming Mines a bit down, because now if you craft with if you just roll for something, you don't get anything. You might get Squirming Mines a little bit more easy. So this boss here, like this area right here, it's the worst area of the run. Looks like they already cleared it maybe, because there's like a boss here that you need to fight. I bet in 3 years time New World will be super good, but we will see. While we wait, I'll probably try some Throne of Liberty, some other MMOs as well. But I'm pretty sure I will be sticking around for updates for New World and coming back. I really like the combat. The only thing is the game needs a little bit of more content. The end game is a bit stale. And if they work on that, they will have a pretty good game. Maybe some more systems for players to do. For example, getting pets. Mounts are coming, so people can collect some mounts. Maybe we get some nice flying mounts. I think flying would be a bit too much. The world map is super small. I'll pick this guy up in a minute. There we go. Don't know if it has acid resistance. Maybe you can ride on a scorpion. That would be super good. But these acid monsters, the dogs, at least if I can ride on one of those, I'll be happy. They look super cool. Brimstone kind of needs mounts, but the rest of the world, not really. Brimstone is super big if you just want to run around. It might make gathering a bit easier as well. I'm just going to skip this. So I can fight the enemy. Not the golden scarab though, which is about 2,000 something probably. So it's 4,000 in like 40 minutes maybe. Okay, now we're gonna go back to our house. Sure, you can go up there and get another golden scarab. It's a scorpion place, right? But it's a bit too far for me. I usually skip it when I'm alone. If you have a 5-man group, you can go there and farm it. We're almost done. I think 3 more chests, then we're about done. Then we can take a look at those notes for the PTR. See what they have changed. So this is the last one, just at the top here. My Azoth is getting a bit low. Tempers. Let's take a sip of water. Talking a lot makes your mouth pretty dry. So see if we can get another one. 3 would be super good. My storage is a mess on this character. I don't know where anything is. A potion, well, a regeneration potion as well. How much do I have though? Not another stack though. Looks like they're farming regular pens here. Sometimes the apple bones can spawn here, but I haven't seen him once. So I always check just to make sure. Sage, place refacing move, mending protection. But I think you can farm that one, right? Just don't have to buy it. Or maybe it's the beacon one. Looks like they already took our resources. So one more chest there, unless we want to do the scorpion. But I think it's good that they are giving the game some catch-up mechanics, so that newer players can just catch up a little bit more quickly to older players. For example, they're putting in the premium pass and the free pass for the seasons, and within that pass you get like tokens. It will help you level a bit faster. Everybody can get it. It's on the free track. So when you just pop that thing and you level territory standing, or you start leveling your weapon or crafting even, which is really needed. Oh my god, this goat. My name is Billy. Billy the goat. It's kind of a good name for your character. New character. Just call me Billy. Billy the goat. A jackal. Used to think they were hyenas, but apparently they're jackals. Hyenas were already trademarked. Yeah, never. See if we get a trophy item here. Then I'll look at those PTR notes. Pretty bad at reading. Usually I read words, but I just make them. I read words, but it's not the same word. I usually just insert my own word. Dyslexic. We'll take a look. We'll take a look. Just gonna get the mode here. Go to the house. Nerfed a lot. I'm pretty sure people are buying up every item now that's got buffed and nerfed. We're a bit probably too late. So we got two golden scarabs. So not too bad. Quickly gonna see if I can find that post and then switch screens. Let's take a look. New world. New world. Forms. I have a screen at the top here since my room is too small. Death tracker. Patch notes. Okay. Just chill here. I'm just gonna chill with the music for a bit while we read. Just see if I can grab the window. Window, here we go. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger and take a look at the notes. Let's take a look. World experience, brimstone, improve message on top of pins for the great architecture. I'm just gonna go to, holy shit, how much do we need to go through here? This might take a minute. It might take more than a minute. Anyway, should I go over general fixes? Fix audio bug. General fixes seems a bit boring. Update quest tracker. Notable fixes. Fix an issue where your head could become invisible. I don't think general fixes or notable fixes is really what we want to know about. Expedition fixed an issue where curses were not being removed in mutated expeditions after the final boss was killed. I remember you used to get like a little chain that bounces between you and it would constantly kill you. Player fixed the bug where emoting while carrying the Ace of Staff in expeditions put the player in a bad state. Okay, I remember that, yeah. You just lose the staff. Players no longer need to be in group before an expedition opens. In order to fast travel into the expedition, players will always be able to fast travel. Okay, pretty good. Barnacles. I'm pretty sure this first little bit is a bit boring, but I'm just going to read them nonetheless. Updated some achievements. Dynasty. Retargeted mission for summoners. Cut chest mission. Whatever. Is this the mission that's in front that you can constantly spam? Or did they just remove the chase missions that you can pick up? Doesn't matter. Garden of Genesis. Fix an issue that causes team wipes to sometimes be applied twice in mutated. Yeah, that's super bad. Starstone Barrows. Super difficult name. Skeleton. Minions will be promptly destroyed after she is defeated. So this is the final boss. Tempest Heart. Isabella subtitles. Now don't play from a distance. Okay, the Ennead. Remove the ability for enemies to be kited into fighting with Godling. So this is the little scarab thingy that you can fight. Notable fixes. Find an issue where a player was unable to re-enter an existing expedition. There's all mutators. Remove elemental resistance from fire, nature. That's super big. Remove all the elemental resistance of the enemies. They said they would do this. Mutation effects from all mutations, whatever. Mutations will no longer obtain the reduction in elemental damage. So it's with the mutation, okay, yeah. They already said it twice. Mutators were promptly negatively affecting mages. Yes, we know that. Fix an issue where the inflamed dot in Hellfire mutations could sometimes be stuck on the player indefinitely. That would be super bad. I'm just gonna skip the rest of it. Game modes, fix an AI, combat changes. This is probably the one that we really want. So, new Heart Rune ability, Firestorm. Create a tornado that damages targets in its path. You can also craft more powerful versions of these. So let's take a look. Mitigation formula. Updated PvP damage mitigation formula to better scale mitigation across a variety of player gear score. Change Fortify and Rend to directly scale the player's armor rating. Increase Fortify and Rend caps to account for these changes. So they changed the Rend and Fortify cap. Did they increase it? Oh yeah, they increased. So you can get more than 50 Fortify, 50% Fortify now, I believe. Probably. So Fortify will be a little bit more valuable. So shaking fortification just got better, I guess, on tanks. Hopefully, we'll see it. Critical hits. So this is the critical hit one. Change critical hit damage calculations to be additive instead of multiplicative. I think multiplicative is the one you actually want, right? Or is it additive? I have no idea, dude. Like English. But change critical damage calculations to be additive instead of multiplicative. So it doesn't, when you have a crit, it multiplies with another crit. So now it just, you get crit plus a crit. I guess that's the description. Adjusted critical hit chance to no longer increase by your total critical hit chance for every non-critical hit that occurs. Now the chance will only increase by the weapon's basic critical hit chance for each non-critical hit that is triggered. Why the hell don't they state the cap amount now? We need to go do the boring testing to find out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't know why they do this. But they're also changing the crit hit multiplier, where when they don't have bad luck protection anymore. Like adjust critical hit chance to no longer increase by your total critical hit chance for every non-critical hit that occurs. So they remove the bad luck protection for critical hits, I think. Now the chance will only increase by the weapon's base critical hit chance for each non-critical hit that is triggered. So you only get bad luck protection on the base amount of critical hit chance on your weapon, but if you add like something like Keen, it doesn't add up. So kind of a nerf to Keen, I think, in a way. But if you have like 50%, it doesn't really matter either way. But still, if you have a Void Gauntlet and you crit a lot, you're definitely going to feel it if you have Keen on it. Increase base critical hit chance on Firestaff, Void Gauntlet and Ice Gauntlet by 6%. So you have more chance to crit. After the nerf, they increased it a little bit. On the bow, they increased it by 2%. And all other weapons, for example the melee weapons, they increased it by 4%. So this is definitely justified to increase it, since they did nerf critical hit chance at the top. So at least they realized it. So that's pretty good. But yeah. So PvP enemy persistent spell effects, VFX. Added visuals for enemy players, persistent spells that appear around the volume to differentiate, difficult word, them from enemy spells. So this is the sacred grounds, you know, the red sacred ground and the green sacred ground. So I'll definitely want to see this and take a look at this when the PTR drops. Equip loads. So change the bonuses that increase outgoing CC status effects, duration on targets, to being reduced incoming CC status effects, duration on self. I read it, but I do not understand it. But let's take a heavy equip load. Incoming crowd control debuffs. So this is like a freedom. This is like a freedom, I guess. So when you're in heavy, you will get a reduction, a 20% reduction in CC duration. Medium equip load, increased crowd control debuffs. So 10% reduction, so 10% freedom and a 20% freedom, and light just gets fucked because they don't get anything. So good luck. At least you can like run away, right? And they're gonna nerf your shirking fortification as well. So enjoy that. General, let's moved 300 strength attribute bonus to be the 300 con bonus, and updated the functionality of the strength attribute bonus to grant increased base damage on heavy attacks. So they took the grit and they put it from strength and they put it on 300 con, which, so if you're tanky now, you're 75 freedom on heavy sounds like my type of build. Yeah, you never get stuck again. Plus when you go 300 con now, you'll have grit, and for strength you just do increase heavy damage for 300 strength. So all those bruisers that just spam light attacks do not get staggered on war points or in OPR. They're going to get staggered now, and they will be able to get knocked down and stuff. So this is actually a huge change for bruisers if you think about it, and a huge change for tanks. Now actually you're going to be tanky in a way. You won't be able to get staggered, which makes you a little bit more tanky. Super good. I think this is a needed change. It will change up the meta. Now you can just use clear out and just move every bruiser off you. This will probably count for greatsword as well. But yeah, let's take a look at the next one. Fix issues with dodge rolling. Going prone and then dodge rolling again provides significant mobility. So they fixed that bug. I saw some people getting some super good speed with it. Fixed issues where the 200 strength and 250 dexterity attribute bonuses were not consistently applying the damage bonuses, while some slows were active. So luckily this never came up in a test, or maybe it did, otherwise it would have thrown off our numbers quite a lot. But finally they fixed this. They realized there's something wrong with it. So good change. I like it. So extra damage for bruisers and some dexterity people just because of a fix. Updated magic weapon heavy attacks buffers to be more reliable. Buffers to be more reliable. Whatever. Probably just made the heavy attack better. Fixed an issue where you could perform attacks with the wrong weapon by spamming the attack and swapping inputs. Pretty good fix. Fixed an issue where road buffs could be granted when on an arena above a road, but not on. Oh, so you got some movement speed just because you played arena? If it was hosted on a road or you were on a road. So good fix. Fishing actions are now promptly stopped when teleporting. avoiding subsequent animation glitching. Okay. Fixed a number of spells that were consuming durability for each hit enemy instead of just. So you were losing durability on your weapon just because you were casting an AoE ability. For example, if you cast a Scream and you hit multiple enemies, you would lose some durability on that weapon. Updated tooltips of the 250 strength attribute bonus to be more clear about the functionality. Fix spell targeting indicators jumping when moving aim over terrain with only minor changes in undulation. Holy shit, what does this even mean, dude? I have no idea. It's the perks of not being English. Wait, let me just go out here. There's my link for you. Okay, so player collision. Fix an issue where to toggle abilities wouldn't be cancelled correctly when joining the game modes. Player collision is now disabled when entering death animation in PvP modes. Edit text flyouts that will appear when a target dodges or evades your attack. So they will actually say dodge or evade your attack. Super helpful. Fixed issue where players could immediately transition into a fall and bypass the reaction if a stagger knockdown was triggered while jumping. So you could have avoided a stagger. Added a 50% max for the exhaust and increase stamina regenerate status effect. So you can get only exhausted by 50% and you can only increase your regenerate by 50% now, your stamina regenerate. Spell aiming indicators are now preloaded so that during high load periods there is no delay showing them in using an ability. So when you hit somebody, you'll always see that you got a hit marker. Let me just take a sip of water. Because this is a lot. My first time kind of reading this out loud. Weapon updates. Okay, so let's go to taunt. Added in what the fuck? Added in taunt gem compatibility to several weapons and abilities to create additional choices when tanking. So Calamity counter, 8 seconds AoE taunt on activation. Mighty Gravel, 4 seconds taunt. Maelstrom, added a taunt. Cyclone, added a taunt. Incinerate for Firestaff, also taunts now if you have a gem in. Wind Chill also taunts. Petrifying Scream also taunts. Blast Shot also taunts. So tanks getting a little bit of a buff here with the taunt. It's going to make dungeons a little bit easier for those healers that get aggro a lot. You probably don't need to run a special earring. It's for kind earring. Magic weapons. Removed mana cost on all magic weapon light attacks. This is actually super big. So you no longer spend mana when auto attacking with magic weapons. Super nice. White Gauntlet has mana problems, I know. Crowd control balance. Reviewed all weapons to make a more clear differentiations between attacks that are intended to be for crowd control and attacks that are meant for damage. So removed stagger from damage focused abilities. Remove staggers from damage focused abilities and reduce damage for staggered focus abilities. So basically they removed CC from abilities that does a lot of damage, and if you do CC with that ability, you basically do no damage. So What the fuck? Poor hammer players are gonna get shit on. So let's take a look at Warhammer. Shockwave damage reduced from 80% to only 60%, so you basically do no damage. Wrecking Ball damage reduced from... They really nerfed the damage on Warhammer, huh? Clear Out damage reduced because it's CC from not just by 15%. Path of Destiny damage reduction as well. So a lot of damage reduction for the Warhammer. You're going to hit like a wet noodle now, especially the Shockwave, like a 20% damage reduction. Wrecking Ball is even more though. It's like 40% damage reduction. So Hammer just got... Well, maybe you should auto attack now, but you can just dodge its auto attacks because it's so slow. But you were using Hammer for CC anyway. But some people were playing Hammer to do damage. I know the life-stealing builds use Hammer. But let's go over to Sword and Shield. Shield Pass. Upgrade damage reduced from 100 to only 75 weapon percent damage. So reduced it. Shield Rush got nerfed to only 100%. It was 125. Shield Rush improve Rush weaken increase from... So you got more weaken on the Shield Rush. So they buffed it a little bit. Leaping Strike damage reduced from 150 to 100. Reverse Stab no longer staggers. So they removed the stagger from Reverse Stab. Good luck hitting that thing. Spear. So Javelin also got damage reduced. Perforate final upgrade impactful strike no longer staggers and was reworked to inflict a stack of 10% weaken for 5 seconds on each successful hit. So 30% weaken from Perforate. They're probably going to use that in dungeons. Sweep knockdown attack damage reduced from 75% to 45%. So spear damage got nerfed as well. Let's take a look at this. Greatsword. Calamity counter damage reduced from 100 to 80%. Steadfast strike first attack damage reduced from 70 to 40. That's like a 30% damage reduction. It's pretty big. Skyward Slash first attack damage reduced from 80 to 50%. It's also 30% damage reduction right there. It's a lot of damage reduction for Greatsword as well, especially on some pretty popular skills. It's hard enough for people to find tank mains. What the fuck is AGS doing? You know, we'll take a look how this plays out though. But they did buff the taunt gems for it if you're talking about PvE, but if you're talking about PvP, the hammer got completely destroyed with damage. But yeah. Rapier, flurries and finish no longer staggers. Thank God, that thing used to stagger you constantly, and you couldn't even get a blunderbuss shot off. It would stagger you like twice. So Flurry, the final upgrade. Well, they did give us the tanky players more freedom for wearing heavy, like a 20% buff at the top. I think 20-30% buff. So they did buff tanks kinda in a way as well. Plus remember, we're probably gonna get more resilient and fortify. I'm gonna have to read the patch notes on it though, but there is some good things as well. But just the CC abilities got like destroyed. Plus we get the grit on tanks now if you go 300 health, which will nerf bruisers. Flurry, final upgrade, finalized upgrade no longer staggers and was reworked to apply a stack of the bleed used by the rest of the tree on successful hit. So you gain a bleed, but you can no longer stagger. Great Axe. Now we come to our boy Great Axe, probably the most popular weapon in game. Let's see what they did to it. Only 10% reduction in damage for Reap. Of course, I didn't nerf it as hard. Light getting, oh, nothing about, we'll take a look at it in a minute. Gravity wells, upward melee swing damage reduced from 99 to 25%. Holy. So gravity well vortex burst damage reduced from 125 to 100. So a 20% nerf, 25% nerf right there. Insatiable gravity well perk burst damage reduced from 100 to 50%. So gravity well basically got destroyed for damage, and that's about it. Because it's a CC ability, they basically destroyed gravity's well's damage. A lot of people went with void damage on their ring to just get that extra burst damage from it, but I think they just wasted their ring. Maybe they play void gauntlet now to use that ring, but we'll take a look. Hatchet, Feral Rush first attack damage reduced from to 80%, so they nerfed Hatchet a little bit here with Feral Rush. Bow, evade shot damage reduced from 125 to 90%, so they nerfed it. Rapid shot no longer staggers, so you no longer get staggered by rapid shot. It seems like they really do not like stagger in game, and they're starting to remove it slowly but surely. Stopping powder damage reduced from 120% to 90%. Oh, it's the one that knocks back, right? The ability. Ice Gauntlet. Ice Spike, Mighty Spike no longer staggers, so the spike also no longer staggers. Void Gauntlet Scream. Well, just a damage reduction about 30%. Here's Blunderbuss, my boy Blunderbuss. I play with Blunderbuss, so let's take a look. Fixed an issue that caused the player to get into a bad state when entering a menu with Mortar Charge active. Okay, I never used that. Indicators for loaded shots now count down correctly when any ammo left is equal to or less than the maximum number of loaded shots for ranged weapon abilities such as Blunderbuss Mortar. Fixed an issue where additional shots could be fired when animation cancelling the Blunderbuss. Fixed the bug where active mortar charges. So they didn't nerf the Blunderbuss in any way, they just gave it a bunch of fixes. Pretty lucky, I guess. The bow ability updates. Penetrating shot, deep strike updates, reduce damage from 20% to 15%, so another nerf. Long range passive, reduce damage from 15 to 10%, another nerf. Opening strike passive, reduce damage from 20 to 10%, another nerf. Finishing shot passive, reduce damage from 20 to 15%, so another nerf. So overall, a big nerf to bow as well for the damage. A lot of people were playing OPR with bow, so maybe this is valid, but was it a little bit too much? I'm not sure. You will have to wait and see, but bow OPR will probably be a little bit less, hopefully, and it won't hit as hard. So let's take a look at the bug fixes. Fixed issues where the bow dodge and weave passive was improperly extending the duration if a subsequent dodge occurs while the buff was already active. So they fixed the thing that actually buffed the bow in a way. So another nerf kinda from a fix. Firestaff, Pillar of Fire. Increase the size of the AoE from 2 meters, the radius, to 2.5, so a buff for Firestaff users right there that use Pillar of Fire. PvE tanks could barely do damage due to heavy armor and had to rely on 300 strength to be able to keep the damage up. Now we do even less damage. It's absurd. Yeah, I think tanks will probably do a lot less damage, especially with Sword and Shield. But it's not really. I think they mainly balance it for PvP, right? To reduce the damage of the strikes and stuff for Warhammer abilities. But yeah, you're probably just gonna be like a meat shield now and won't be able to do any damage. So running solo, you probably just wanna take a different weapon, which is super sad. Let's take a look. Well, you can still auto attack though. But yeah. Where were we? Reduce the time it took to trigger the attack from aiming from 13 frames to only 7 frames. 6 frame reduction. So that thing is going to come out super quickly. A lot of people won't be able to dodge it now. Removed a 3 frame delay from when the attack actually casted to when the damage was dealt. Reduced damage from to only 5% damage reduction. So mages might be coming back for wars, maybe, since this you can basically spam this ability if you have the upgrade, right? First strike upgrade, change conditions from being based on target HP but dealing 5% damage per attack of smolder on the target. Name change to strike the match. Arson advantage, increase mana gain amount from 10 to 15%. I don't think Firestaff ever had a mana problem. Now they can just spam Pillar of Fire a little bit more if they have the reset one, the perk. Meteor Shower, updated ability to cancel. Update ability to channel for 1 second, then cast the ability. Spell will remain active in the world for 4 seconds post cast. So it's basically like Ice Storm, right? You can just cast it and move about your day. It's pretty good ability now for Firestaff, I believe. So let's take a look at the buffs for it. Increased damage of initial hit from 75% to 100%, so a buff for Firestaff. Updated status effects to tick at once per second instead of once every 0.75 seconds. So every second you will basically get burned. Increase the tick damage while inside from 25 to 50%, so the dot damage is a little bit more, so a buff for Meteor Shower. Updated mana to all be consumed at once upon activation. So you just consume your mana immediately, I guess. Whew, it's a lot to read. So this immortalization upgrade. Can't really say disability, immortalization, whatever. Increase mana gain per hit for 1 to 3 seconds. So just a mana buff, I guess. Judgment of Helios upgrade. Change functionality to be hitting targets inside of the meteor shower effect with light or heavy attacks will inflict a stack of smolder. So you just get a little burn stack on the guy if it's in meteor shower and you activate it. Fierce determination upgrade. So move upgrade to be the final upgrade of meteor shower. This will force respect all staffs. I'm not familiar with Firestaff as much, so I don't know this passive, but hopefully it's a good move. Fireball. So I do know Fireball. Maybe I start playing Firestaff. It seems like it's getting a super good rework. Update ability to no longer leave behind the duration. Update ability to no longer leave behind the burning AoE on impact. Damage is now focused on the impact and smolder dots. So it will not leave a burning field at your feet. It will just add a dot to you that's burning. So increase attack damage from 100. So another buff for Firestaff. They did say they're gonna rework Firestaff just a little bit here and there, and which they did. They basically changed the meteor shower. Scorched Earth upgrade. Change functionality to now apply a stack of smolder on hit. So a lot of burning dots increase there. Incinerate. Sped up. So they sped up the startup of Incinerate. Increase damage of the attack from So just a buff, a 20% buff right here for the damage. Added grit to the base ability, so the ability has grit now, it won't be able to stagger. I wonder what they did with the passive for this ability that you get on armor, since it did add grit in the first place. But we'll take a look. Did I confuse Incinerate with Burnout? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Flame out upgrade. Removed second hit. Change functionality to grant a stack of Empower for 7 seconds per target hit with the attack. 3% in power per stack, and you can stack it 5 times, so 15% in power. Empower does have a cap, and you already cap it quite easily, so it's pretty good. A damage increase, another buff basically. Burnout. So set the distance increase upgrade to be the base movement speed distance. I didn't really know what this means, but it's probably a buff. It's a buff. Updated the damage over time effect that is applied by the ability to be the same smolder that the rest of the weapon uses. So the same burn effect, increase base damage from, so a 1. So they took it from 129 to just 130 just to make it a nice round number for us. Well, thank you. It probably make testing a little bit easier. Let's take a look. Heat it up upgrade. Change the functionality to be that of the ability, triggering an explosion right as the ability ends. If you time the distance properly, extra damage will be achieved. Change the functionality to be the ability. Heat it up. Whatever, I really don't understand this, but basically, is it like a double hit now? It's probably a passive that will trigger when you trigger an ability. So yeah. So passive updates, I'm not familiar with the Fire Staff as much, so I'll probably can't say a lot about this. But spell focus, combine functionality of spell focus and flare into one passive. Heavies don't consume mana and grant 5% mana on hit. Singe, change from just light to light and heavy attacks. Flare, updated functionality to now trigger a 1 meter splash on impact. Pyromania, that's basically like reworked to be increased damage by 10% versus burning enemies. And we do get a lot of burning with the Fire Staff now, a lot of dots. Heat up, so this will always be active to 10%. Heat up, reworked to dodging through an attack, inflict a stack of burning on the target. So when you dodge, it inflicts a stack of burning, giving you extra damage. The trial by fire, change the activation condition from being hit to hitting a target within 4 meters of players. Increase damage over time from 5 to 20%. Decrease duration from 10 seconds to only 5 seconds. Decrease cooldowns. So the cooldown got reduced by a lot, 30 seconds from 120. So that's a buff, but also a little bit of a nerf from 10 seconds to 5 seconds. Updated all tooltip referencing the specific smolder, burn to state smolder instead of burn. Burn will still apply to all general fire dot status effects, including smolder, but smolder is unique type of burn. Good to know. So pretty good. They did a lot with Fire Staff. Holy shit. I'm probably not gonna read the bug fixes. So ultimate updates. Rune of Helios, increase the radius of the AoE from 2 meters to 4 meters and reduce base damage bonus from 25 to 20. So just a 5% damage nerf. Reheat ultimate, change to hitting a target with a heavy attack that has 5 stacks of burning will pop all burning stacks and deal 100% weapon damage in an AoE explosion around the player. So basically, if you get your stacks down, you put your meteor shower down, you maybe get more stacks right here, you will do 100% more weapon damage. So if people clump up, you're probably going to destroy them with the fire staff. So pretty good. A lot of bug fixes. I'm not going to read the bug fixes. That's a bit too much. But if you're interested in the staff, I did link the link right at the top there. Maybe you can read that for yourself if you want to. So Great Axe. Ability upgrade. Grapple is now considered a ranged attack. So get your elemental aversion. Get your physical aversion going. Charge updated incorrect range description from 10 meters to 15 meters. So just a little bug fix. A lot of fixes for it as well. It used to be able to hit twice. Fixed an issue where some bonus were not properly functioning with Great Axe, Bloodlust. So a little bit of a buff there because they fixed it. Issues that would cause grapple vortex to disappear if a target hit by it died immediately. Fixed issue where the root applied by the grapple passive for the Great Axe would apply through blocks. So now you can block it and it won't root you. Pretty good. Great Sword, I know they balanced a lot for it. Just take a look. Tune primary and heavy attack homing to be consistent with other melee weapons. The Great Axe used to have this problem where it used to home super good on players, and I guess they just tuned it in line with the Great Axe. I can actually remove my headset a little bit here. Oh, it's getting hot. So I can remove this. So they just made it a little bit better. Giant Slayer. Updated tooltip to be more clear on the target. Needed to be above 90% health and not self. So they just made the tooltip a little bit more clear. Path of Onslaught, quick charge bonus. Increase the time it takes to charge a heavy attack while in the Path of Onslaught stance to be only 50% faster instead of twice as fast. So that's a pretty big nerf for a greatsword right there. Crosscuts increase cooldown from 15 to 20%. So just 5 seconds. Increase crosscut did do a lot of damage on the final hit. Relentless Rush. Adaptive Rush upgrade. Reduce the root from it to 0.5. So the root is basically useless in a way. It's not 1 second anymore, 0.5 seconds. So that's a nerf. Although the greatsword was so sticky, it didn't really need a root. Giant Slayer passive, reduce the damage from 20% to 15%. So damage reduction, only a 5-1. Swift Onslaught passive, change activation condition to trigger off of ability, hit and not activations. Updated several of the greatsword tooltips to add clarity to them when the stances take effect. Included information in it by stance notes. So they just updated the tooltips a little bit. There's a bug fix issue where the greatsword, Relentless Rush and Skyward Slash ability would apply their effects through blocks. So a nerf here, a good one, a fix. So pretty good. Still a lot to go. Hatchet, they're gonna definitely want to see about the Defy Death. But let me just take a sip. So let's take a look at Hatchet, Defy Death ability. For the ultimate, reduce invincibility to 0.5 seconds and grants 500 HP, so health points or hit points, to 50% of max health upon activation and reduce cooldown from 75% to 60%. So when you fight the Hatchet player, you basically they will be invulnerable for a split second, and then they'll gain 500 health plus 50% of max health. That's kind of crazy, dude. If you're a tank and you want to play Hatchet, this is probably the thing that you need to go for now. since that ability will just like give you so much health back. I know a lot of tanks also play with Hatchet to activate the taunt for when they pop Berserk. So maybe this is the new Warhammer in dungeons. Just pop it, take the Hatchet, get like 50% health back, and use this. The intent of this change is to prevent the fight death from being a risk-free situation. It still saves the player from death, but just doesn't allow the player to recklessly remain in the fight while not having to focus on their health values. So it still saves players and it's pretty good passive, but it just not as good. Fortifying strikes change activation condition from 3 consecutive light attacks to 1 heavy attack. So now you actually need to charge this thing to heavy attack. Enraged strikes change from being all basic attacks to heavy attacks and abilities. So it looks like they're changing it into a heavy attack weapon, even though the Hatchet super focus on light attacks for the most part. Berserking refresh upgrade or updated to be 5% lifesteal while Berserk is active instead of granting a flat amount of XP while active. So gave it some lifesteal. It's probably a nerf, I'm not sure. Desperate Feral Rush set up a cap of 5 actions per attack for the cooldown reduction passive to match similar passive for the weapons. How did they buff the event? Well, they basically made sure that when you get your first daily box, you get a mod that's actually useful. For example, instead of having all the mods in game, the crafting mods that you can use for crafting, they now only include 12 mods and 12 of the best mods. For example, Squirming Vines, which will give you Shirking Fortification. Well, you can basically open the box and get one of those mods. So it's definitely worth it to do each day. Today I've done the event twice. I did it on my fresh start character and I did it on my legacy character, and both times when I opened the boxes or the daily box that you get, I got a Squirming Vine, which can basically be sold for 11k gold. So super worth to do. That's how they buffed it. So once a day, just log in, go farm the boss just once. It's definitely worth it to do. You might score big if you get a Squirming Vine, which is Shirking Fortification. That's why they buffed the event just a little bit. Nothing crazy. You can't just spam the boss and get new boxes, but at least you can do it once a day. Gives you something to do early in the morning or when you log in. So that's basically how they buffed the event. We already went over it just in this morning, but yeah, that's how they buffed it. So let's move on. Bug fixes. I'm not going to read the bug fixes because it's just fixes, but let's go on to the Ice Gauntlet. I'm going to try to go a little bit faster, but I'm a pretty slow reader. So Ice Gauntlet updates. Ice Pylon added ability to despawn Ice Pylon by holding the ability input for 1 second while Ice Pylon is active. This is actually super good. I wish I had this a long time ago. Sometimes when you run away from your Ice Pylon, you just want to despawn it so that you can get your cooldown back, and now you can do it. And they added Ice Pylon health details to description. Entomb. Did they nerf it? Let's take a look. Updated description to include dodge as a way to exit tomb. Yes, I already knew that. Added Entomb health details to description. Wind Chill. Added ability input delay of 0.6 seconds after ability starts to avoid accidental cancellation. So you can't just double tap it and then just cancel the ability. Now you can just double tap it and it won't cancel. So pretty good update, very good update. Passive update, since this isn't like Flamethrower, right? When you tap it, it actually goes on cooldown. So passive updates called Reads updated distance from target from being further than 15 meters to within 15 meters of a target. Empowered Frost, increased mana gain while performing an attack in a frosted area. And a lot of bug fixes, not going to go over it. So Life Staff, Absolve passive, updated to be for heavy attacks only, since all magic weapons no longer cost mana or light. So pretty nice. Remove the required connection between the Absolve Mending Touch and Blissful Touch passive in the Healing Life Staff 3. Okay, so Sacred Ground upgrade, Holy Ground, reduced power of the increased stamina regen. So they nerf Sacred Ground. It no longer regenerates stamina as much. Tanks is definitely going to feel this in dungeons when they're standing on Sacred Ground. Maybe they need to pop Oblivion now under the tank's feet. Well, we're going to have to be better at tanking now because of the stam regen, which is kind of bad. Yeah, a lot. They're not nerfing like Sacred Ground. They're more nerfing tanks here, I believe, in mutations. So let's go to Musket. I definitely do. They gave it a light rework right for the aim. Let's take a look. Traps. Adjusted the cooldown to only trigger after the startup of the attack, so that if the ability is interrupted prior to 1 frame before the toss occurs, the ability will no longer go on cooldown. So a light buff there. Tuned aim down sight accuracy to reduce effectiveness of rapid long range shots. So you can no longer be spammed but shots from long range. Accuracy will be reduced when moving and aiming quickly, so you can no longer run and gun. New passive, Steady Hands. Replaced Ballistic Advantage. Increase accuracy of any musket shot when aimed down sights in maintain. So yeah, basically for 2 seconds. So when you maintain it for 2 seconds, it will increase the accuracy. Increased accuracy will reset after a shot is fired. So Steady Hands passive activation in 1 second and resets on shot while in shooter stance. Greater accuracy. Updated to remove accuracy penalty from hip shots. Do you no longer get an accuracy penalty from hit shots? Updated. So they can just hip fire you now. Updated the musket aiming reticle appearance to better function with the musket accuracy system. Bug fixes, we're not going to go over it. You can go over that yourself if you want. Sword and Shield, I only have bug fixes, so I guess I'll go over it. Fixed an issue where the Sword and Shield, the defensive formation ultimate, showed the incorrect values for its radius, incorrectly showing 2 meters instead of 3 meters. So just fixing an ability. Fix an issue where the Sword and Shield defender's ability effects would not display when used. Okay, fixed an issue where players would be considered in combat when activating Defender's Resolve without taunting an enemy. So there we go, lots of fixes, nothing crazy, just the UI I guess. Void Gauntlet ability updates. So Void Gauntlet, holy shit, oh we're almost done with it. So Void Blade added the ability input delay of 0.6 seconds after ability starts to avoid accidental cancellation. So you can no longer double tap Void Blade and just cancel it. They added a delay, thank God. I used to play with Void Gauntlet a lot and you would double tap that Void Blade when you lag a lot and you will just miss your input. It will go on cooldown. Baleful Tether, I think nobody used this. Buff and debuff now starts at the maximum value and no longer scales up. Increase projectile size from 0 to 0.5 meters. I know it was super difficult to hit this sometimes on a moving player. Increase impact damage from 0 to 100% and added damage stacks to the tooltip. So pretty nice. Increased tether range from, so the 5 meters extra, pretty good. It's definitely needed above. Tether focus update, increased mana regenerate from 100% to 200%. I don't think anybody cares about mana, but pretty good if you wanted some mana. Soul Eater upgrade. Change trigger condition to be if the tether ends or broke. Okay, I have no idea what this ability does, the Soul Eater one. So I wouldn't know, but it's a buff nonetheless. Essence Rupture. Increase impact damage from 50 to 100 and added damage stacks to the tooltip. So a damage buff here. Increase projectile size. So an accuracy buff. Increase projectile speed. So made it a lot faster. Pretty good. Back now, let's go to Oblivion, a super popular ability. Updated Invigorating Oblivion to grant 25% stamina regen rate instead of granting a flat amount of stamina. So your regen rate is increased here. I know for the life staff they nerfed the regen rate, but for the Void Gauntlet, it's basically a replacement for the Sacred Ground here. Regen rate, so probably want to put this down for your tank. Passive updates for the Void Gauntlet. Efficient Harvest, remove the condition for being below 25% mana and change the health drain reduction from 50% to 35%. Deadly Range, updated this condition to be against targets with an active debuff and made it work with both light and heavy attacks. Whatever, first something. Updated to work with both light and heavy attacks. Cleansing Harvest, replace a Refreshing Harvest. Change functionality to be that Harvest Essence, remove 1 debuff from self, 3 second cooldown, so you can actually remove debuffs now from you. Leeching Bolt, remove the target health percentage condition, reduce the amount of bonus healing from 3%, 30% to 20%. Extended Suffering, update to work with both light and heavy attacks, and a lot of bug fixes. Holy shit. This is quite a big update. We're not even halfway. So let's take a look at it. The perks. Empowering Meteor Shower. So we're back at Firestaff here. So let's take a look. Empowering Meteor Shower. To compensate for power increase across the board for Firestaff, the Empowering Meteor Shower perks duration was reduced from 10 seconds to 6 seconds, and it no longer refreshes the duration of all stacks on the application. Empowering Incinerate, renamed from Stable Incinerate to Empowering Incinerate, removed the grid from the perk and made it apply to the base ability, which is a super good change. You shouldn't have this perk. Increase max damage from 3% to 12%, 20% on weapon to 4 to 17%, 30% on base weapon, but added the condition against target with the burn effect. So there's like an extra condition with the burn effect. Pretty good change. You just get more damage for it now. Empowering Fireball, updated activation condition to be against targets above 50% health. Change was made due to additional power added to the based ability, and having that big of a flat damage bonus on perk was incredibly strong. So now it's basically an opener. The Fireball, if you use this perk, Empowering Fireball, so it's just an opener which people probably used anyway. So Efficient Burnout perk, rename perk to Fortifying Burnout. So if you want to get away and get Fortify as well, probably useful. Change functionality to grant a stack of 3 to 8%, 13% on weapon, Fortify for 5 seconds for each target hit with this attack. So 3 targets, stacks 3 times, So that's about 15%. Fortify about just a little bit more depending, but if you have it on your weapon, you basically capped out on empower. Pretty good, since you need to calculate your gems as well. So accuracy perk, reduce accuracy bonus for perk by 50%. Mortal empowerment, there we go, updated to only last for 2 minutes. Remove the ability for the duration to be refreshed for each kill. Reduce max stacks to 10. So they definitely nerfed Mortal Empowerment. It only lasts for 2 minutes now, and you lose your stacks if you die. But those 2 minutes refresh after each kill. So if you get a lot of kills, you're basically still gonna have it, but pretty good. Oh, Transient Recovery. So reduce the power of lifesteal from charge heavies from 10% to 40% based on gear score to 5% and 20%. So they nerfed Transient Recovery. So if you were using this perk to PvP, basically 50% nerf for you, I think. So good luck surviving. So refreshing move and refreshing torrent. Set a 0.2% cooldown so they only trigger once instead of cooldown reduction per attack. So nerf to refreshing move and refreshing torrent. AI creature Bane perks updated to deal 10% additional max damage when on magic weapons and ranged weapons. So my corrupted blunderbuss, my Bane blunderbuss will do 10% extra damage with Bane. Refreshing rupture, updated tooltips to use cooldown instead of recharge in the description. Okay. Exhausting infected throw, updated the tooltips to remove an unnecessary negative symbol. Notable fixes, fixed an issue where the stamina recovery amulet perk did not mention that the activation condition was for their health to be below 50%. Okay, I'm just gonna skip those. Hard rune, fix an issue. Rune attacks damage with reduced when using. Not be reduced when using. So the damage will actually get reduced when using aversion perks, Swords Defender resolved ability and sturdy shield passive, Great Axe, Enduring Strikes, Warhammer, Hardened Steel, and whatever. Fixed issue where certain hard rune abilities were able to be used while encumbered. Okay. Game modes, wars, target damage cannot be attacked during wars. I know I used to refresh my Ice Gauntlet abilities on target damage just so that I can Ice Shower the door, which was pretty good. Defenders can now select spawn point inside the fort. This is actually massive. Super good change. Sometimes you just spawn super far away where you want to be. Defenders, okay. Attacker siege weapon blueprints for tier 2 and tier 3 now auto build themselves when being placed. Actually super good change, you don't have to apply it anymore. Outpost rush, increase the amount of individual score players get while capturing or contesting OPR claim circles. Hello Dryler, welcome to the stream. We're just taking a look at the patch notes and what they did. Outpost rush, remove duplicated kills, confirmed messages when you kill another player. Cool. Arenas, fix visual issue where sometimes consumables would show infinite quantities after playing. Okay. Arenas, again PvP arenas, so that you can get PvE arenas. Okay. PvP arenas, fixed issues where the queue banner for arenas would get hidden when the invite showed, and a bunch of other stuff. Fixed issue that would sometimes show free PvP arena opponents with a neutral focused nameplate. I know when you were going up against your guildmates, they will suddenly be like neutral or green, and you would think they would be an ally. Cranberry combo can no longer be used in PvP arenas. This was the little berries that gave you extra stamina regen. You only get one of them in game, and people used to use it to get stamina regen while fighting, so they had basically infinite stamina. Invasions, see if they actually improve this. Improved invasion rewards. This is a good start. Players will now receive 3 pieces of epic gear or greater corruption ward armor, a weapon, and a chance at invasion jewelry. So pretty good. You'll get epic at least, and you'll get corruption ward and stuff. Invasions now give significantly more umbral shards, territory standing, coin, and faction tokens. Hopefully it's enough so that people actually want to do it. I know our guild used to pay people just to go into the invasion, but hopefully this is enough that people see it's worth it. Fixed in-world markers on gates and capture points not showing up for players that joined a war or invasion. Super good changes. Hopefully this makes invasions worth it. Who knows? We'll have to take a look and see. This is not live yet, so still way off. Economy, progress, and gear. This is going to be a lot, isn't it? Holy. Okay. Progression, rewards, the quest. Okay, questing, fix, correct the gem perk for Deep Root. I don't think we really need to take a look at this. Notable fixes. Replace melee only perks on the following ice gauntlets. So some weapon and name drop fixes. Progress. Update the tooltip for 100 focus attribute to clarify that it only increased the repair part yield. Ginger hovel is no longer on the town boards. Okay. Trade skill crafting. Added the ability to use golden scarabs in tier 5 tools and bags. We already knew that from the developer interview. Updated the description for runestone stopwatches to be more accurate. Stopwatch to be more descriptive about its purpose. Fixed an issue with some expedition replica items. Okay. First craft XP bonus is now 3x. Yes, pretty good change. Change musical trade skill. Experience gained from performance to be based on individual notes hit, modified by the quality of performance. Increase the solo experience buff for music perk spotlight from. Okay, just an increase in that. Gathering. Updated the text for basic and major fishing trophies so they display the correct amount of luck. I know it was super confusing, the trophies, so super good change. Refining. Increase trade skill experience gain from music performance. Exponentially increase experience gain per player in a group of performance. So the store fixes, UI, UX, general social companies. When a player either logs onto a company as a governor or gets promoted to a governor with a different faction, then the guild is corrected to the governor's. The guild is corrected to the governor's faction. So the guild kind of switch factions when the governor takes over the guild, and it's in, for example, Marauders, it will go to green. Added governor image and social menu to all company pages. Trading post, fixed an issue causing Nightfall Shield and Fire Staffs to sort into incorrect categories. Fixed an issue, disable, cancel button. Housing, notable fixes. Quality of life improvements. Okay, we don't need that. Audio, miscellaneous, and that's all. Holy shit, that was a lot. It was kind of thirsty after that one. So that was all the patch notes. Some good changes, a lot of nerfs, some buff to heavy armor, but also some nerfs to Warhammer, which will reduce the buffs of heavy. So pretty good. So let me see if I can jump back into game. Stephanie kick. Just exit this. Exit this one. Turn on my playlist. So overall, pretty good changes. I think the invasion chains probably one of the best, since we really needed that. I just drove over my headset. I'll just take another one. There we go. So I'll probably jump on the PTR if I can. Ooh. That took us about an hour, I think, maybe more, which was crazy. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some more water. Just gonna chill. So just chill for a bit. Alright. Look. How am I only getting 30 FPS in game here? No idea. Maybe it's the streaming? Since I'm only streaming on one PC. So maybe it's that. Just open these. Kinda wanna follow my Gypsum as well. I think I need to put a build together. Vicious Ancient Bane. What's this? Angry Earth. Transient Strikes, fully hard attacks. Salvage all of this. Purifying Toast. Maybe Health Divine. Take a look at if I can sell that one. Just accidentally salvage that ring. Duplicating Toast. Yeah, overall I think the patch notes are pretty good. some good buffs and nerfs. Health. I bet it's like worth nothing because of the golden scarabs. But if it's worth like 500 gold, maybe I'll like list it. 100? Wait, it's int. Let's go to strength. 250. So pretty close. I'll list it for 200. There we go. 200, not 2000. It's better than just getting free gold. Pretty sure somebody will pick it up eventually. Junk. Wait, did I just sell it? Looks like I had more than one. I'll just throw it in here until I sell the other one. This is like an old storage. I haven't looked at any of these things in like months. I'm just gonna throw everything in here. Maybe not my... might as well. Of course, Brimstone is my trading hub. I've got taxes reduction here. I think Cutlass Keys is still my... Is it still? Yeah. Still my mods. I don't know where I stored my golden scarabs, unfortunately. But I need to put the build together so I can OPR. Maybe I'll first try with this heavy set. I kind of want to do Blunderbuss. Blunderbuss Ice Gauntlet. But like all my stuff is like basic gear. Here we go. I just quickly want to look at the trading post. Resilient. Ward. Facing ward. Do we want shirking? Shirking. Just want to see the prices if there's anything like it on the trading post. Feral heavy. Dexterity. Nobody wants dexterity. Just put here. Focus. Int. Kind of want strength as well. Dexterity. So int is like 160. Holy. And now I can basically hit cap with Blunderbuss if I tried. Fortify cap. Con int, heavy, ward, strength. I can use that. 60 is not too crazy. So it's not too bad for elemental aversion. Let me just take a look at splitting grenades. If there's